Well, hi everyone. Welcome. I'm Maggie McCauley. I'm the Executive Director of the Peaceful Project. And thank you for joining us for our Zoom event. Let us introduce you to the Peaceful Project. So let's get started. I wanted to share with you first our mission. The Peaceful Project's mission is to inspire individuals to foster peaceful relationships based on personal responsibility, collaboration, and leadership. And I invite you to check out our website. We're very excited about it. It just launched this year, although it seems like it was in another century with everything going on. But I invite you out there to check out thepeacefulproject.org. And I'd like to introduce you now to Pamela Dunn, who is the founder of the Peaceful Project.
Hi, thanks for doing this, Maggie. I love the opportunity to share, the reason why I started the Peaceful Project. Being in the personal development business anyway, I have a company that assists people to discover, honor, and express their magnificence. And I always wanted to have something that was a nonprofit where we could provide that for our youth. And I pretty much just waited, or, I don't know if I was consciously waiting, but I was waiting for an opportunity to show itself on how to really wrap some intention and purpose around that. And then came Columbine, the school shooting at Columbine. And when that happened, my kids were younger. I have 3 sons. And my oldest son was in 6th grade, and he was really affected by it, asking lots of questions, just curious about, why does this happen and how could it happen? And, why would kids behave that way? And I answered the best I could, but, what was curious to me is that I began having those questions too. And then one day we were talking about if you could talk to anybody that had passed, who would you want to talk to? And my son said he would like to talk to the 2 guys that were the shooters at Columbine. And I was just kind of, my jaw dropped open and asked him why. And he said, well, I would love to know, what caused them to get that upset. And so I thought it was brilliant. and then, of course, I became curious of that as well. And then realized that, in my heart of hearts, I believe, and with every fiber of my being, that if every single child and adult, of course, but especially child, knew early on of the power of their intention, their inner brilliance, their magnificence, that power of peace in their lives, then there would be no Columbines. And so that's why I started it. And that's why we go into schools and we work with all of our youth from right now 2nd grade on through young adult.
As always, your why makes me cry. It's really so beautiful, and it does carry through into everything that we do, from our mission down to, I want to show you a little bit more here on our website, because I want to share some of the programs that we do, our partners, the impact that we've had in schools. And we've been serving teachers, students, and young people in Fort Lauderdale, St. Louis, Santa Fe, and Durango. And we have a lot of programs. They're all based on social emotional learning. And here are a few of them: Community and Unity, Freedom to Be for LGBTQ Youth, Freedom to Be You, Teacher Trainings, the Remembrance Course for LGBTQ Youth, Us Attitudes, which is a new program for middle and high school students that we're rolling out this year. And then we have all kinds of tailored programs to meet the needs of groups and young people. The and Unity program is like the heart of what we've been doing. And we've been, providing that program the longest. And we're lucky we have Lisa and Leslie with us today, who are going to talk about their experience of providing community and unity in St. Louis schools. So Leslie, would you like to go first?
Sure. Thanks. Well, I have been involved in community and unity for, I think, 4 years. And during that time, I have been going into St. Louis schools and creating, actually not creating, but going into St. Louis schools and leading teams to bring programming that is based on social emotional learning. And my elevator speech, kind of for people that ask me what I do in the schools, is I say that we help kids realize their values, and we teach peaceful conflict resolution. So I think at its base, the work we do is that. And so the way I feel about the work we do is I really don't think that there's anything better that I could do with my time. I think that the programming that has been created by Pam reaches the kids, even second graders, on a level that they can instantly connect to. Instilling in the kids that we reach their inherent goodness and their power to access that goodness if they choose to. And even second graders understand that. I think it's important work. I think it's essential. And I actually feel like it's more essential every year that I do it. I see the need for it more and more. And it's extremely rewarding. It is, like I said, needed. It's heartbreaking at times. It's also, very inspiring. And in the schools that we go to, we get really good feedback from the teachers. The kids are so happy to see us when we come in. I mean, sometimes I feel like a rock star. I come in and they're like, oh, they come in and give hugs, and also they're very honest. I mean, kids will say anything, and they do say anything. And so not only do we get really good and instantaneous feedback from the kids that we work with, but also the teachers. The teachers have said oftentimes that the programming that we do helps them in the classroom every day, as far as helping them with the tools that we leave for them, the teachers. It helps them remind the kids of how they really want to act in their day-to-day encounters with not only the teachers in their lives, but the students and also their family members. So I love going into these schools. I wish that I could do it every day. I think that it is needed. And I also think that if we could bring more of this programming to every single school in St. Louis and in the country, the results would be absolutely profound and far-reaching. So I think that, like I said, there's nothing better than that I could do with my time. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this.
Well, we're grateful for you. Thank you so much, Leslie. Lisa, would you like to share?
I would. First of all, ditto everything Leslie just said. Yeah, I wish we were in there every day too. And I was just thinking, really, we're there once a month in each of the classrooms that we work with right now, in the Normandy School District. And those days are the highlights of my month. I'm a social worker. I've been doing, working with people, serving and assisting for years and years. In all of my time, I've never been part of a program where the results were right in front of your face, where you could see that it was working right there. And my favorite example of something that we do that you can see working right there is we have what we call the peace table, which is where we teach the kids how to do conflict resolution. And two students come up, and we have a very specific format that we lead them through. And all the other kids climb around as close as they can get, and their eyes are just huge, and they're so engaged. You can tell they're studying every aspect of it and weighing it in their own minds for conversations that they want to have. And they usually have a whole bunch of kids that want to do it. We can usually only do one at a time, but it's just the most engaged I've ever seen kids at any age. And my hope and my belief is that they're taking that home and teaching their siblings how to do the conflict resolution. And it's like Leslie said, it's those little pieces of things like that they will carry for the rest of their lives. They will understand that you don't have to have some huge power struggle and everybody gets mad every time you disagree. I think it's a gift to the world. I wish we could give it to everyone in the world.
Me too.
So yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. So I'm going to share a couple of other things here, if I can figure out how to do this. Let's see. Well, I wanted to share first of all, what we're doing now that we're not in schools. And that is we're creating a package to go out to all the schools that we work with for both the teachers and to send home to parents. That goes into detail about how to use the I am statement, which is one of the core concepts that we teach in Community and Unity. So it will outline for parents what it is, why it's important, how it's involved in social emotional learning. It'll have graphics in there for them to print out. And so also suggestions for how to use it at home. And so that's being prepared right now. And we'll go out to teachers, hopefully, and to parents at the schools that we serve next week. So they can begin to use this at home like they are in the classroom. And the advantage is, too, for the kids, it's going to remind them of everything that they learned at home or in the classroom. So that's going to be cool. Let me see if I can figure this out here. And if not, I'll just say it with words. Well, clearly I'm not figuring it
You
out.
have good words, Maggie.
Yeah, can I use my words here? I think I'm getting it now. All right. I want to explain about the art of peace. This is a cool project that we have going on. And a friend donated, she's an artist, and donated a lot of her work. These are pastels that anyone can purchase, and the money goes to doing Community and Unity programs. And so we're happy to send this out to anyone. There are a lot more things that we're going to be adding. This was to be a live event here in Santa Fe until we started living in quarantine. So we decided to do it as a virtual event. And there's some really, really lovely pieces in there that are available. The other thing that I wanted to talk about and mention was Give St. Louis Day. That is our largest fundraising event of the entire year. And it is on May the 7th. All the funds that we raise in Give St. Louis Day are channeled into community and unity in St. Louis. So I invite everybody to go out and take a look. You can see the URL up the top of the screen, givestfa.org/the Peaceful Project. There are a lot of videos, a lot of pictures, and just a lot of stuff out there to take a look at. You can begin donating now. There's this early donation that runs through May 6th. So I invite you to take a look there and be inspired to make a donation to the Peaceful Project, because when we begin back in school, working in schools in the fall, I think this program is going to be even more vital with everything that kids have gone through at the beginning of this year. So I think it's, the social emotional learning aspect of it, the unity aspect of it is going to be just vital for us to provide in schools in the fall. So anything else that you guys would like to share before we end?
No, I think, yes, I would like to say, ask first, is there a minimum donation for Give St. Louis Day?
I think it is $10 or $15.
Okay.
It's small.
Because I always want to say no amount is too small, which, if for some reason you want to donate less than $10, you can do that on our website as well.
Yeah, one thing that's very helpful are small donations that are done on a recurring basis. Even if you did $5 a month, every month, that helps us in planning. And so that's small gifts make a big difference.
Yeah.
So everyone, thank you so much for being on. And
thank you, Maggie, for all you do to lead us. Thank you.
Love you all.
Thanks, Maggie.
You bet.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.